In this lecture, let's start working in the master org. So we basically want to set up our agent, which we are going to invoke in the other Salesforce org. So for this example, this is the master list PDF that I want to upload into the data cloud, as you saw in the last lecture. From here only, our agent is going to find the recommended book titles. I have already uploaded this PDF document into one of the agentforce data library called master book list, and we had discussed this in our previous lectures on agentforce data library, that the moment we do that, what actually happens is this content goes to the data cloud in the data stream. From there it goes to the data lake object, from there into the data model object. Then we have the retriever created, which uses the search index query in this unstructured data. So all of that has already happened because I had uploaded this like long back, and because of that the retriever is actually ready. So if I go to the Einstein Studio, I have this file master book list retriever, which is available here, and using this we can get content from this master book list. So I'm going to upload this master book list PDF in the resource section. You also just create a new agentforce data library in your org and upload this PDF document and wait for some times before testing it out. And I've already tested it and it is working fine. So we are done with the data cloud part of it. Now the next step is we need to create our agents. So let's go to the agent builder or agentforce studio and let's create a new agent. And we are going to create a service agent. So let's create an agentforce service agent here. And I don't need any of these topic. We'll just create our own topic. Let's click on next. And I'm going to call it Headless Agent, maybe. This agent will find the book recommendation. And I'm going to use my existing agent only, which I can use this one, and let's click on next. So here for this agent, we can give it access to the data library, or optionally, we can actually build a prompt template which will utilize the retriever to get the information from the data library. I would go with the second approach. The reason here is that I need to give more and more instructions for it to generate the final response. Doing that in the topics instruction is little heck. So I'm going to use the prompt template, because there we can give the instruction, we can test with different models, whichever model is giving the best response, we can use that. So I'm not going to choose the data library here, but this agent will have access to the data library through the prompt template. So let's just create it right now. So this is our agent. Let's create a new topic here. And we can say that it will be a topic for book recommendation. I'm going to change this with my already created topic. And these instructions I can remove. And I can say that the user will share the book name, genre, and language which they like. Your job is to find the similar books titles that you can share with the user. So with that, the action is not yet available. We need to create this action. First of all, we need to create the prompt template, which we will use as the custom action. Again, the reason here is that you can actually go with the data library directly, and this agent, you can give instruction to the agent that this is how your final response will be. I would go with the prompt template because that gives me more flexibility to work with the data library or the retriever. So for now, let me just finish it here. So yeah, we have a topic here, and let's go to prompt builder. I'm going to quickly create a prompt template. So this will be of type knowledge answer, because we want to work with the retriever. So we need to choose the prompt template type as knowledge answer, and here we can call it books finder maybe. And to this, I'm going to give instruction which I have already have written it. So I'm just going to copy paste it here and let's just read it together. So I'm just saying that analyze the query, carefully read and understand the user's question or request from the question section in the input. In the input, you will get a book name with its genre and language. You need to find the similar books from the knowledge. So we are going to give it access to the knowledge through the data retriever. From there, it needs to find the similar books. Based on the book genre and language, find around 2 or 3 similar books with the same genre and language. So here you can change these instruction. You can train your own prompt. You can train your LLM model how you want your book recommendation to be. But to keep it simple, I'm just saying that just find 2 or 3 similar books with the same genre and language. So if the genre is horror and language is Russian, I want it to find out the very similar books. And if it finds like a lot of it, I just want to send 2 or 3 because we're just giving some suggestion right now. Return the final response containing the recommended book name hyphen genre and the language. For example, for a book Galactic Wars, send the response as Galactic Wars hyphen science fiction and English. So this is what I want to send back to the agent, and then agent will actually prepare a proper list of these recommendations that will be sent back to the caller. Find most suitable 2 or 3 books. Again, I'm saying the same thing, like you need to find 2 or 3 books and send it back as a response. Identify the article chunk most relevant to the user query. Final touches, make sure the response is clear, professional and polite. Language English only. Output only the book's detail in given format at step 4. So in the step 4, we mentioned that what is the format that we are looking for. So after that, we need to give it access to the data retriever. So for that, we can say that the knowledge here will be from the resource section. We can go to the Einstein search and we can go to the rag file UDMO, and ours is this file master book list. So remember, this is the master book list. From there, we got the file master book list. This is the retriever that we need to use. And now here, if I click on this, it will ask that what is the input. So that will be free text and the user query. And after that, we can give question and the response. So this is my simple prompt template that I'm going to use as my custom action. Again, why I'm going with the prompt template route instead of data library directly to the agent forces, because I can give more instructions here. I can test my inputs. I can test with different models. Whichever model suits well, I can choose with that one. So it gives me more flexibility when working with the data cloud's unstructured data. So with this, let's just test it out. So I'm going to give it a query here. Find recommended book similar to Dracula, language English and genre horror. So this is my data retriever. So it is giving me Midnight Shadow horror English and Vampire Promise horror English. So it's giving me 2 books recommendation, which is fine. But if you think that you have more than that many books, it should have actually given 3 books. Then what you can do is you can tweak your model here. Instead of using GPT-4 Omni, you can give more instructions as well. But I think for this example, this is fine. So I can just activate this prompt template. Now with this prompt template, we can create a custom action here for this topic. So here, let's create a new action. So we are going to use the prompt template, and here we can use the book finder prompt template that we just created. Let's click on next. Here I can say that the action find similar book title as shared by user, finding recommended books. So here in the query, it will be the user's query containing book name, genre and language which they like. And then because we have already hard coded the retriever ID or the retriever in the prompt template, I can just pass any random ID, because if you remember here, we have the this retriever directly added. We are not using the dynamic retriever, so we can just pass any random ID here, not important. And here in the response, this is what I want to show in the conversation. With that, I think we can click on finish. And now let's just test it out, that what is the response that we're getting from this agent. So I'm going to give the similar prompt here as well. Who's going to generate this prompt? This prompt will be generated by the calling application. They need to generate this prompt and send to this agent. This agent will then generate a response like this, and this is the response that we want to send back, which the calling application will decide how they want to use it. For example, in our use case, we were showing it as a recommendation on the top right side as a notification. So the calling application decide what they want to do with that response. So this is our agent which is currently generating this response, and to generate this response it is using this prompt template. This prompt template is using this retriever, which is basically this PDF data. So all of this book list that we have, I mean it's just 50 or 60 here, but if you have like multiple PDFs, all of that you can upload here, and then this prompt template will be able to find the recommended books from here. And then this agent which we just created will utilize this prompt template to generate the response. And this is currently, you know, a conversation agent. We need to invoke this agent from the other application, from a third-party application running on Node.js, Java, or other Salesforce org. So for that we need to create connected apps, and we need to test whether this response is coming through the API or not. So let's just do that in the next lecture. For now I can just activate this agent.